Howdy, Paper Army. I'm going to show you in this video how to make your tires and wheels for any kind of vehicle that you want to produce. It takes, for this size, for a 5-inch Cybertruck, this is actually almost exactly on my laptop the size of the pictures that I have. So what I've found is you need a stick. Now the sticks I happen to use for axles of anything this size, I can put paper on this and make them heavier if I need to. But these are bamboo skewers, and I got them at Walmart. Very cheap. I got like 50 of them 6 years ago. Still got a bunch. Anyway, what happens here is you have to get this started, and it has to start straight. This takes 3 layers to make it your rim this size. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but I take my dental tool and I just run this glue right down that paper, just like that. Now, I need this under here. If I have extra glue when I get to the end of this, now see here, I put my thumb in here like this, and what that does is that lines this up onto here. Well, I got to get it started first because I don't want it inside. I want this to be even all the way around here. Uh-oh. All right. So I got sloppy. All right, you guys, and it happens. It's just part of the building process. But you want this to be as level across here as possible, because what happens is it's easy to get out of line, and if it gets out of line, then your builds don't look very good. And I'm kind of fussy when it comes to my builds. I want them to look really good, and if you've seen any of my shows, you know that. And so anyway, that stays on there, and that keeps working that way. Son, see, it walked its way off of there. It was walking backwards. Okay, well, you can't have that. And so there's a couple ways you can straighten it out going that way, and then just get back in here and create some more of your turn, just like that. And now this is just about done, so I can get a little more glue on here, and always keep your fingers clean when it comes to this stuff, because if you do not, you'll have things stick into your fingers that you don't want to stick to them. You want to put them somewhere, and they won't stay there because they're sticking to your hands too much. And then I just squared up backside and front side, and that's what you end up with right there, is a very, very nice looking rim. Now this one is complete, and you want to measure these. Anyway, that is the size I want. Okay, so this rim size is correct, and so that means, all right, this one has to have another couple of layers on it to get it to the right size. Wow, wait a minute, I better check that over here. Oh yeah, that's correct. This is my original, and so it is correct. Now these happen to be purple rims. All right, so each one of the Cybertrucks is going to have a different colored rim. That way, there's only going to be 5 of these in the world, but there will be one of one with a purple rim, one of one with a green rim, etc. And so in my own little way, I try to make each piece as collectible as it can possibly be. So there will only be, out of 5 Cybertrucks, there will only be 1 with purple rims. And now this starts right here. Now the thing about this part of this build is that is not going to want to stay there at first. Your tires have to stick out past the rim just a little tiny bit. That makes them look like actual rubber mounted onto something. And so anyway, then what you have to do is you just got to start forming this around here at the right distance. Okay, this is very, very important. Your start of the tires on these is some of the most critical out of everything, because those have to line up properly to be able to look correct and be correct. Now you can adjust these just a little bit by pushing them down on this paper. Just in case they stick out too far, you want them to be in there. Uh-oh. And look at that. Look at that. I started that on the wrong rim. This rim's not done. Boy, oh boy. I tell you what. Okay, so now I want to fix this. Oh, wow. I almost made a major mistake right there, you guys. And that happens. But you saw me pull this off really quick. I didn't let it dry. And so now I got to start it over here, and it's harder to deal with because you've got glue on it. And it's going to want to stick to your fingers, and oh man. But anyway, there it is. I fixed it, coach. Okay, let's do this. All right, so now I got this minor altercation fixed. All right, and I'm trying to run this glue bottle out because it's got a bunch of old white glue in it, and I want to try and get all of this stuff to work its way out of there. But anyway, I don't know if it can see, if the camera's good enough for you to see what I'm doing, but this dental tool makes sure that the glue moves forward. You use less glue. And today, conservation is kind of important because, man, it's hard to make a living today. Everything is hard. So if you can save a little teeny amount of glue by running it ahead of itself, do it. Because that way you don't have to buy glue as soon. And I take any extra globs and I just drop them up back on top of that thing, and it goes back inside there. Now, there is one of three layers of junk mail on here, 3 layers of this black paper, which is construction paper. And there, that is the start and the finish of those wheels and tires. And you can make these any size you want. If you decide you want to build a, I don't know, a dump truck, or, you know, a garbage truck. I don't care what truck it is, logging truck. You make the tires and wheels as big as you're making the vehicle. So if you have a picture of a logging truck and you know that you're going to build the cab 1 foot long, well, if the picture of it that you have on your laptop is 5 inches or 6 inches, figure 6 inches, you want to make it a foot, that means you have to double the measurement. All right, so you take your little ruler. Where's my ruler at? There it is. And you measure your picture on your laptop. Then what you do is you measure how big the front wheel is compared to how long the vehicle is. And that will extrapolate, you know, that will give you basically what size you need to make your rims and tires. And so then you just practice. And that's the easiest part of doing all this stuff, is it's fun to do, and you can practice with it every day for almost nothing. I'll show you something right over here. This was, I opened this up in the show, a variety pack of fruits and grain. All right, it's a little bit heavier chipboard. Good stuff. Now say you don't have a short ruler, all right, like this. But the lettering and the lines on the back of these make it perfect for cutting something out. You want to make a straight cut, you just pick up where this leaves off right there, and you just start cutting it along here, just like that. Now you, whatever length, whatever width this is, now you have a full length piece that wide. If you want to make 1/4 inch, well, you just use 2 of these lines and you cut them out. And what it gives you is a very, very easy way to make some straight cuts and have whatever width of piece you need. So that's all just little tricks that I've learned over years and years and years of doing this stuff. So if you have any questions, I would look forward to anyone coming in the show and talking to me about it. Thank you for coming to the phone show, you guys. 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Now, that's just a really quick thing for everybody to look at and understand that I've learned how to do this by myself. I taught myself how to do it. Now, once you get this part done, this is where you can do this by hand. Okay, I'll show you how to do this by hand. All right, this is 2 different grits. This is heavy grit. This is soft, not very 100 grit, 150 grit, 400 grit. Okay, so if you take and do this, and you're turning this as you're doing this, all right, when you do this, what it does is it's taking the edge off that paper. It's rounding it down. Well, that's kind of the way tires are. And so then you just keep doing this. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to end up eventually getting to the seam. There's the seam. All right, well, I don't like those seams. I don't like them to show. So I just roll it and sand it at the same time. And what I'm doing is I'm taking that seam out of there. All right, that seam is going away. And you just keep doing that. And this is what this does is this gives you practice at working with the paper. It gives you understanding of how to spin things and turn them so that you don't get any flat spots. Because if you just sit here and go back and forth like this, you're going to get a flat spot right there. I don't want that. It looks bad. All right, and when you're doing art, it should look good. That's what the whole thing about art is. Anyway, if you have a Dremel tool, then it's easier to do this. You spin this as it's around there. And what it does is it just starts bringing that edge down really nice. And this takes all the high spots down to the low spots. And you just keep working them down until you get the rubber looking the way you want it to look. Once you get that looking the way you want it to look, you're done. Now, if you want to cut grooves in this, if you want to make it look like a real tire, you have to get diamond burrs, very tiny diamond burrs. And you have to spend time trying to cut tread into it. Personally, you don't need to do that. It's like a Hot Wheels. Unless you got a real rider Hot Wheels, you didn't have tread. You just had a slick. And so anyway, I hope this little bit of advice helps everybody out with making stuff. Because it's all part of things you can do. I use paper, number one reason, because it's cheap. And back in the day when I started this, it was a necessity. I had no money, absolutely none. And so at that point in time, I had to come up with something that worked good. As it turned out, I was playing a Star Wars game, and they didn't have a Millennium Falcon. And so, as you know from watching the show, I made one out of a mac and cheese box, Elmer's glue, and acrylic paint. That is this one right here. Still got it today, 17 years later, because that's my start in all of this. And I'll keep working this down until I like the way the tire looks. That's all you do. You just keep messing with it until you like it. If you like it at that point, that's good enough. Now, this is the prototype. This is number 1. It is not going to look as good because you get better with each piece. Now, my suggestion is, if you're going to make something, if you're going to start making this, make the micro machines. It's less paper, less time, less glue, easier to understand what you're doing. If you screw it up, you can throw it away and you make another one. The point is, make 5 of them at the same time. So, this is number 2. I letter and number everything. This is number 2. This is number 1. So, all my things are numbered and lettered, or numbered, signed, and dated. Okay. Anyway, that's it, you guys. That brings you up to speed right now with what I'm doing. I will try to do 2 or 3 of these videos a week so that you can like them, share them, and that you can hype them, because I can't have my live shows hyped for some reason. So anyway, take care, Paper Army. I love you all. Salute.